What's up guys, Mike here, and today we are talking about the biggest comeback players of the NBA season this year, which means, of course, this list includes my man, Derrick Rose, so I am very excited to show you guys this video. Before we jump in though, I do want to say I am giving away 5 pairs of shoes on my Instagram, just as kind of a holiday thank you for you guys supporting me through the years. So if you do want to join that giveaway, the link is going to be down below in the description, or just go to my Instagram at Mike Korzemba, and then all you have to do is follow me on Instagram if you aren't already, like the post, and tag 3 of your friends in the comments. Also, the giveaway is ending on December 24th on Christmas Eve, and all I've got to say is good luck guys, and now let's jump into the video. Number 7, Derrick Rose, aka my man. As Isaiah Thomas said, quote, "The thing I love about Derrick Rose is his competitiveness and perseverance." And it just seemed like not too long ago, Derrick Rose's NBA career was out for the count. Injuries had overtaken him, and in 2017, he was cut from the Cleveland Cavaliers after just 16 games. Now, you could say what you want about that Cavaliers situation, but in my opinion, I just don't think he fit into that roster. So, with an uncertain future, Minnesota did give him one more chance, and Derrick Rose showed why he is a legend with a stellar string of performances for the Timberwolves last season that included an out-of-nowhere 50-point game. This game had Derrick Rose in tears, it had me in tears, it had, you know what, if you weren't crying, I'm not sure you have any emotion. Anyway, Derrick Rose was scheduled to be an unrestricted free agent last year, and so the question remained, was this a feel-good story one-time performance, or was Derrick Rose back? Because yes, Derrick was impressive, but we had yet to see whether this momentum would continue. Then the Detroit Pistons signed him to a multi-year contract, and it soon became clear that this momentum was only going forward. As stated before, Isaiah Thomas is already giving him praise, and then
Derrick has 15 in the fourth. Final 10 seconds. Tie ball game in New Orleans. Derrick with the drive. Over Holiday. Hits it as time runs out.
And right after the game winner, he was interviewed and makes sure to let everyone know, quote,
"Excuse my English, but I'm born to do this."
You gotta love it. You gotta love it. I mean, the man is the youngest MVP in NBA history. He has overcome a ridiculous amount of adversity and struggles and obstacles to get back to where he is today. And as for the stats, well, he's averaging a career-high 52.1% on two-point shots, and is even averaging the most assists per game he's had since the 2012 season. It is also clear that the Pistons are being very careful with D Rose, as he's only averaging 24.2 minutes per game. But when you look at his per 36 numbers, he's averaging 24.8 points, 9.1 assists, and 3.2 rebounds. Compare that to his MVP season, where he averaged 24.1 points, 7.4 assists, and 3.9 rebounds per 36 minutes, and you can see the man is back. I could not be happier for him. He deserves all this. Derrick Rose, just keep it up. We all want to see you succeed. Number 6, Gordon Hayward. Although many people did expect Gordon Hayward to have a positive impact on the Boston Celtics this season, I am not too sure that him getting back to his near prime in Utah was expected by anybody, as Hayward has been absolutely on fire to start the season and has helped put Boston right in the discussion for who is the best team in the Eastern Conference. Because while although he did miss a month starting on November 9th, he has also come back recently and is still looking solid. And when we look at the overall picture here, in the 11 games he has played this year, Hayward is averaging a ridiculous 55.6% shooting from the field and a career-high 6.1 rebounds per game. He is also averaging an impressive 17.5 points per game, despite the fact that in many games he is the 4th option behind Kemba, Jason Tatum, and Jaylen Brown. So yes, he has dealt with injuries in the past, and yes, he has dealt with some injuries recently, but the athleticism we saw in Utah is starting to come back to light, and Gordon's impact can directly be seen by the 8-3 record Boston has when Hayward has played. So if Gordon Hayward does remain healthy and continues to get even better, I think we are going to see a very entertaining Boston Celtics versus Milwaukee Bucks Eastern Conference Finals series in the playoffs. Number 5, Kristaps Porzingis. Last season, Kristaps Porzingis did not see any time on the floor, so his year was basically defined by the off-court drama that involved his trade to the Dallas Mavericks from the New York Knicks. And because the Mavericks were not that successful overall in Luka's rookie season, there were a lot of questions about their team this year. Not many people had them making the playoffs. However, everyone was excited about the pairing of Luka and Kristaps, and as we have seen, this pairing has paid off big time. It is clear that Porzingis has helped turn Dallas around and that his play complements Luka's play perfectly. And because of this, in an absolutely shocking turn of events, the Mavericks are sitting as the 3rd seed in the Western Conference. So while yes, Luka is looking like the greatest 20-year-old basketball player of all time, comment down below if you disagree. I know that statement is going to get some comments. Kristaps Porzingis deserves a lot of credit here as well. He is averaging 17.2 points per game, a career-high 9 rebounds per game, and although his efficiency could use some work, he has obviously been more than willing to be Pippen to Luka's Jordan, and Dallas has been surging because of this. Now, this is something that I have a ton of respect for because in New York, Porzingis had become the man, and now in Dallas, playing with a younger teammate, it might have been a little hard to take a step back and become the second option. However, it seems like Kristaps has no problem with this at all. Because of this, his incredible size and flexibility on offense, as well as his presence on defense, has made Dallas just such a fun team to watch. And if you are questioning any of his stats, I think Mark Cuban's comment on this was very telling, as Cuban was quoted as saying, "I think the most underappreciated change has been KP. I don't think there has ever been a max out player like that who has changed his game to fit what's needed for the team as quickly as KP has." So again, you've got to root for a player like this. You've got to root for a player who is willing to put the team first. And man, Dallas is going to be so good in the future. I mean, they've got Luka and Porzingis for years to come. This team is scary. Number 4, Ben McLemore. It might be hard to remember, but Ben McLemore was actually one of the most hyped up prospects in the 2013 draft. In fact, his NBA comparison was actually Ray Allen, and that is not all. LeBron James even had this to say on Twitter: "They sleeping on Ben McLemore, just watch." That was not his greatest take, as everyone seemed to remain asleep throughout the early parts of Ben McLemore's career. Then, after playing just 19 games last year, he was cut by the Sacramento Kings, which seemed like a death sentence at the time. And honestly, I thought we would see Ben popping up maybe in China or at your local McDonald's, you know. Anything really could have happened. However, the Houston Rockets did decide to give him one last chance, and this gamble has paid off. Because although Ben's start to this season was a little rough, McLemore has taken off and is all of a sudden having the best season of his career. He scored 28 points against the Toronto Raptors, 27 points against the Phoenix Suns, and is now averaging 16.5 points per game in the month of December. Again, this is just one of the craziest comebacks I've ever seen. I thought this man was just not NBA ready, but he is definitely proving all of his haters wrong, which I will include myself in that. As for what Ben has had to say, quote, "I've just been going out there playing a game I love with confidence. And at the end of the day, if you don't have confidence in yourself as a basketball player, you are completely screwed." So now playing for the Houston Rockets, now playing in a system where he's able to spot up and shoot a lot more instead of thinking in his head that he has to create his own offense, it seems like Ben is thriving, and I am happy for the man, even though I again did doubt him. Number 3, Isaiah Thomas. The past couple of years have been rough for Isaiah Thomas, to say the least. Since being an all-star and an MVP candidate for the Celtics, it seems that Isaiah's NBA career has simply fallen apart, and things were getting so bad that he got benched in Denver last season despite the fact that he was healthy enough to play, which meant, of course, suddenly his NBA career was in complete jeopardy, and there were a ton of questions surrounding him. But the Washington Wizards took a chance on him, and this has paid off big time. And as you know, just looking at this situation in general, it was clearly a good fit. John Wall had a serious injury, and so that meant the point guard depth on this team was probably worse than any other team in the league, which meant if there was ever an opportunity for IT to make a comeback, it was here. And let's let it be known, Isaiah Thomas is back. Maybe not exactly to his MVP form, but after completely changing up his game and backing off of mid-range shots, Isaiah has adapted to this new age NBA with a career high 43.3% from three. Now again, I do not want to say he is even approaching the MVP level he was playing in at Boston, but if you look at Isaiah's per 36 numbers, the man is averaging 19 points and 7.4 assists per game, which can only be described as solid. And again, Isaiah has had to come back from a lot. He has had to come back from injuries. He has had to come back from adversity. He has had to deal with the fact that all of the people who loved him suddenly were hating on him, and now he is playing again at a pretty solid NBA level. So while he is not an all-star or anything like that, the fact that Isaiah has been able to do this, and yes, the fact that he has been able to do this at his height is just remarkable. Props to you, Isaiah. You are an inspiration to a lot of people. Number 2, Goran Dragic. After making the All-Star game in 2018, Goran Dragic's play kind of fell off a cliff last season, and he was arguably not even a top 100 player in the league. And as we discussed in yesterday's video, the Heat decided to make major changes this past offseason, and that included putting undrafted rookie Kendrick Nunn in the starting lineup, which meant Goran had to come off the bench. Now, many veteran players would not have been happy with this situation at all, but Goran Dragic took this move in stride, was positive about the entire situation, and now is a very real candidate to win the 6th Man of the Year. I've got to say, I have tremendous respect for a former All-Star who is able to put his team ahead of himself, and with averages of 15.9 points and 5 assists and increased efficiency, it can be argued that Goran is having a better season than his 2018 All-Star campaign. Also, Dragic's play off the bench has been absolutely crucial to Miami's 19-8 start. Yes, the big names right now are Jimmy, Bam, and Tyler Hero, but Goran does deserve major respect as well. Because unlike guys like Dion Waiters and James Johnson, who do not seem to be taking the change in Miami's culture well, Dragic has stepped up as a veteran mentor, and his play on the court has been excellent. I have nothing but good things to say about you, Goran. Keep doing your thing. And number 1, Carmelo Anthony. Without question, no return to the NBA this year has been more shocking than that of Carmelo Anthony's. And even though the Portland Trail Blazers are struggling, I've got to admit, Melo might be the comeback player of the year. Because after not having played a game in over a year, in a shocking move, Portland decided to give Melo one last chance, and he has run with that opportunity. And probably the biggest reason for his successful comeback has been that the Portland Trail Blazers are willing to let Melo be Melo to an extent. Because let's face it, this was a problem with Melo in the past, and that was no secret. However, during his exile from the NBA, it was reported that he was practicing nearly every day, and Melo was not about to let his short stint in Houston be his last go-around in the league. However, now that Portland is letting Melo be himself to an extent, as he is still averaging a ton of 2-point field goal attempts, however, the thing is, when they need him to make threes, he's been doing so. In fact, he has been shooting a very high 42.2% from three-point land, and if he keeps this up, this would be the second best he has shot from 3 in his entire career. Also, as we all know, the comeback of Carmelo Anthony has been celebrated across the league. It is no secret that Melo is very well liked among other NBA players, and as Damian Lillard says, quote, "It's been a joy to have him on our team." Clearly, NBA fans are enjoying the return of Melo as well, so I do hope the Portland Trail Blazers turn it around, because I would love to see Melo in the playoffs once again. And there we have it, guys. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I always love getting a chance to talk about Derrick Rose. I mean, the man has been through so much. It's crazy that he's still out here grinding and killing. I do want to remind you about my Instagram giveaway, though. If you want to win a pair of free shoes, go to my Instagram at Korzemba, or just click the link in the description. Other than that, if you're new to this channel, make sure to subscribe for more videos. Make sure to turn post notifications on. And if you're already subscribed, thank you so much for supporting. You're awesome. We all know it. And as always, have an awesome day, and cue that music. By the way, if you're still here while the music is cued, here are 2 videos I think you are going to love watching. All you have to do is just click on either one of them on the screen right here. And other than that, guys, again, have a great day and peace.